World Games tragedy strikes. Italian orienteering athlete Mattia Debertolis dies after collapsing at World Games in Chengdu, China. Organizers confirmed on Tuesday. Debertolis was competing in the men's middle distance final on August 8 when he was found unconscious on the course. Despite being rushed to one of China's leading medical facilities and receiving expert treatment, he passed away 4 days later. Join us as we take a deep dive into this story on the AI podcast.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking closely at something really significant and, frankly, deeply sad that you brought to us. It's a tragedy from the world of elite sports, but it goes quite a bit beyond just a headline. Our mission here is to unpack the different layers around the death of the Italian orienteering athlete, Mattia Debertolis, during the World Games in China. The immediate facts are, stark. Debertolis, just 29 years old, he collapsed during a race and then died 4 days later, and the official cause still not disclosed.
Exactly. And while the news itself is just incredibly tragic, like you said, there are so many angles to explore here, we really need to look at the sport itself, orienteering, which is hugely demanding, and crucially, the conditions, the environment of that race, and of course, the athlete himself, his life.
Okay, so let's start with the incident. Mattia Debertolis, Italian competitor, he was found unconscious. This was during the men's middle distance final, August 8th in Chengdu, China.
Yeah, and despite getting immediate medical help, treatment at apparently one of China's top hospitals, he passed away 4 days later, August 12th.
And that missing piece you mentioned, the undisclosed cause of death, that looms pretty large, doesn't it?
It really does. It's more than just a detail. It's a critical gap. You know, when things like this happen in elite sports, transparency is just so important, not just for the family and the community, obviously, but also for learning, for improving safety, athlete welfare, all those protocols. Without knowing the cause, it inevitably leads to speculation, concern, especially within that tight-knit orienteering world.
Definitely. And beyond just the fact he collapsed, the environment, wow, that seems absolutely key here. I mean, can you even imagine pushing your body to the absolute limit, not just racing the clock, but in that kind of heat?
It's hard to picture, truly. The location was about 50 kilometers, maybe 30 miles, outside Chengdu city itself.
And the conditions, intense heat. Intense humidity. Temperatures over 30 degrees Celsius, that's 86 Fahrenheit?
Well, 86, yeah. And the course itself, it wasn't exactly a walk in the park. 6 kilometers, okay, but with 180 meters of climbing.
180 meters climb over 6K.
Yeah, and 20 control points. You have to navigate that, find those points using only a map and a compass.
Right, so that 180 meters, just to put it in perspective, over 6 kilometers. That's like climbing, a 60-story building while trying to find your way off trail?
Pretty much. And those 20 control points have to be found in the right sequence. It's like this high-speed, high-stakes treasure hunt. Make one mistake navigating, and you lose precious time, precious energy. It demands incredible physical endurance, obviously, but also that pinpoint mental accuracy under huge stress.
Cognitive stress, yeah. And we saw footage, right? Competitors going through rural areas, crop fields, even villages, adds another layer of unpredictability.
Absolutely. You're pushing body and mind to the absolute edge in that kind of sport. It's inherent to orienteering.
And it clearly took a toll. Debertolis was listed as did not finish, DNF. But he wasn't alone.
No, not at all. There were 11 other athletes also listed as DNF.
11 others. That's a significant number in an elite field, isn't it?
It really is. It tells you something about the severity of the conditions.
Even the winner, the Swiss athlete Ricardo Rankin, he mentioned having to acclimatize quickly to the heat and humidity. He finished in about 45 minutes.
Right. When you see that many elite athletes struggling, unable to complete the course, it does make you ask questions, doesn't it?
Yeah, it shifts the focus maybe from just an individual tragedy to, potential systemic issues.
Exactly. You have to ask, did the conditions go beyond a tough challenge into perhaps an unacceptable level of risk? Especially for an event like the World Games. Elite sport is always about pushing boundaries, we know that. But there's a line between challenge and, potential danger that maybe wasn't managed adequately.
Was that line crossed here? Given the heat, the humidity, the number of DNFs, it's a serious question for the organizers, I think.
It is. Did they mitigate the foreseeable risks enough, knowing the environmental factor, seeing the impact it was having?
And Mattia Debertolis himself. This wasn't just, any athlete showing up. He was accomplished, very accomplished.
Oh, incredibly so. He was from Primero in eastern Italy. Ranked 137th in the world in men's orienteering.
Which is a very competitive field.
Absolutely. He'd been competing internationally since 2014, represented Italy at multiple world championships, World Cups.
But here's the other thing. Alongside all that demanding international sport, he was doing a PhD.
Yeah, get this. A PhD at the KTH Royal Institute of Technology in Stockholm, Sweden. That's where he lived.
Wow. So an elite athlete and a scholar at a top institution.
It's really quite remarkable, isn't it? Balancing those two incredibly demanding paths. It speaks volumes about his discipline, his intellect, and maybe, the kind of unique pressures he might have been under. It shows these athletes aren't just physical powerhouses. They're often multifaceted people pushing limits everywhere.
It really adds another layer to the loss, doesn't it? Thinking about his potential not just in sport, but in academia, too.
Absolutely. A reminder that these are whole human beings behind the bib numbers.
And this all happened at the World Games. It's a huge event, right? Even if it's for sports not in the Olympics.
It is. This was the 12th edition. Happens every 4 years. You've got something like 4,000 athletes competing this year in Chengdu.
4,000 athletes, wow.
Yeah.
Across 253 events. And the orienteering race, tragically, was the very first medal event of the Games.
Yeah, and you really saw the community reaction, which highlights just how connected these sometimes niche sporting worlds are.
That shared grief you mentioned earlier.
Exactly. The organizers, the International Orienteering Federation, the IOF, they expressed deep sorrow, sent condolences to his family, friends, the whole community. And they pledged ongoing support, which is important. It really shows that solidarity within these specific athletic ecosystems. It's quite powerful, actually.
Okay, so as we sort of wrap up this deep dive, we've touched on the awful tragedy of Mattia Debertolis' death. We looked at the really extreme conditions of that race, the unique demands of orienteering. It's not just running, is it? And the life of this brilliant young man, athlete and scholar. We've covered the facts, the environment, the community response.
We have. But it's crucial, I think, to circle back to that unanswered question, the cause of death.
Yeah.
That remains undisclosed, and it leaves this poignant gap. Events like this, they're such stark reminders, aren't they, of the human reality behind peak performance, the risks involved, sometimes unpredictable.
So as you go about your day, maybe just mull this over. We wanted to leave you with this thought. When something like this happens, what does it make us think about? The limits of human endurance, the responsibilities of organizers in really tough environments. How do we balance the excitement, the thrill of watching elite competition with the very real risks these athletes face? Are there hidden costs in that relentless pursuit of excellence? Something to consider.
Okay, one question for you. How will the World Games organizers support his family and the orienteering community? Don't forget to comment it. Thanks.